All right, welcome to day 5 of our mobility series. And again, we are working on the shoulders today specifically, and specifically the scapula or your shoulder blade. And so the biggest thing that we want to do today is we want to do our test and retest like we've done the past couple days, but we're going to do it with what's called the overhead flexion test. So anything when we raise our arms up like this is flexion at the shoulders. So your starting position is going to be heels against the wall, your butt against the wall, upper back against the wall, back of your head against the wall. And just make sure when you're doing the head, you're not tilting up, but you're almost giving yourself a double chin to get into that position. Now you want to keep as much of your back against the wall as you can. So you start with hands down by your side, exhale fully, so you bring that rib cage down, so you go, and then you want to breathe into your stomach so you keep that tension in that rib cage down. And what you're going to do is do a nice big circle all the way up, keep the tension, keep that rib cage down, you go as high as you can, and that's about as far as I can go right now. Now, if I cheat and I let that back come off the wall and I let the tension go and I breathe in, well then it's very easy for me to touch the wall. But if I keep that rib cage down, breathe out, I can't touch the wall. And what you'll notice, this translates into any sort of overhead movement. So if you're gonna go into a shoulder press or if you're gonna go into a pull-up, if I can only get here, then it's gonna be really hard on my shoulders, especially if I'm hanging, to be in this position here with the arms behind my head. So we really want to work on that flexion and that mobility in the shoulders. So that's what we're going to move into in these next couple exercises, and then we'll do the retest of this again after we go through those 2 exercises. Now your shoulder blade is not actually physically attached anywhere, it kind of floats along the back of the rib cage. But when we have good movement through our scapula, then that allows us to get better movement through the actual joint itself. So we need to work on some movement of the scapula. So one of the basic things that our scapula do and our shoulders do is they go up, they go down, they go forward, and they go back. So what we want to do is think about working in those ranges, but creating tension as we do that. So I'm just going to do it here, arms out in front, and essentially I'm going to protract, meaning shoulders running forward, and then I'm going to raise them up, and then I'm going to pull them back, and then I'm going to drop them down. And then basically going through that range, making a big circle. But what I'm really trying to do is I'm not going through with just kind of no tension at all. I want to create as much tension as I possibly can. So when I go forward, I want to imagine I'm pushing a 500-pound wall and I'm pushing forward. And now I'm raising that weight up to the ceiling. I'm pulling it back towards me, and then I am pushing it down. And then I can go the other way, going up, going forward, dropping, and then pulling back. And going and using that in different ranges as well. So we can do the exact same thing when the hands are down by our side. So we can go back, we can go up, we can go forward, and we can go down. And then, try and go with the arms out to the side. And exact same thing, forward, up, just making that big circle. We can go overhead as well. Up, back, down, forward, and up. And what you want to do is find these different positions going through that and seeing where your limitations are, and then working in those ranges so that we can develop strength and mobility in that range of where we find those limitations. All right, so here is exercise number 2, focusing again on a little bit of thoracic extension, but also working on the scapula as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a foam roller. We're going to be kneeling down with our forearms on the roller, and we're basically just going to, number 1, again, exhale, depress that rib cage, shoulders down and back, and then we're going to extend the arms, dropping the chest towards the floor, and then once we get in that full extension with those shoulders down, so we're not reaching the shoulders out, we're keeping the shoulders down, we're going to raise an arm up as high as you can, coming down, and then other side, and then coming back out of it. Okay, so again, shoulders down, depress the rib cage, breathe out, hold that position, reaching out, shoulders down, raise up as high as you can. I need to work on this one. Pulling up, and then coming in. Quite difficult, especially if you are limited in the range of your shoulders, but it's a great exercise to work that extension motion, and it's a great exercise because a lot of times we're limited in our ability to get overhead, and this getting horizontal and working that extension is a nice safe way to be able to start to work on that. All right, so you just went through these scapular circles, up, down, around, in different positions, and found kind of where you're strong and where you might be weak. And then we went on the roller and did that extension overhead. So now it's time to come in and retest. So come back to the wall, butt against the wall, back flat, head against the wall, breathe out, and then go through again, reach, and see how far you can go, keeping that rib cage down. And I am just barely touching the wall now. So if I did a few more reps of each of those exercises, then I'd be able to definitely get overhead and touch that wall, no problem. So hopefully you got some benefit out of those exercises. Let me know how it goes.